power tool, you're wasting it. You're just grinding it down, and you're not getting it any sharper. You're just losing more tool. Okay? Once you got the wire burr here, you have to take the burr off, and then you'll have a proper edge. What I've done is basically we've gone from grinding either on this or on this, to polishing and honing on the leather felt wheels. By the way, the paper wheels, the felt wheels, the leather wheels are all good. Some people use cotton wheels, and there's a problem with that, which is very simple. They're very soft. So when you push the tool in, the wheel pushes in. You get a sharp edge, but the bottom will be like this. So the ultimate angle is more like a tool chisel. So you'll have a sharp tool, you'll be pushing like hell, and it'll cut clean, but you're not helping yourself any. The firmer tools, firmer wheels, you can come across with a very nice edge and keep a nice flat bevel on there. Or some people do a hollow grind and just touch the edge, just touch the end, just to touch it out, which is fine also. But anyway, once you get the wire burr, I turn the tool over. Don't start with the corner, start over here, come across, get the burr off, come across, get the burr off. Remember, this is going that way, and you're polishing the inside of the tool, polishing this side, and it'll come out clean, okay? So you've got a nice honed back and a clean front. Now, here's where we get into, yes.
You're saying you have a cotton like a buffy wheel?
I never use a cotton buffy wheel, and I know people do, because it's a really easy way to get an edge, because it conforms to your tool, so it's very forgiving. The problem is, rather quickly, you're going to end up with a rounded bottom. Everyone sees why that is, right? Because you're pushing into the cotton.
You can use that cotton wheel just the side of it instead of the top.
You know, they're very floppy, and the common wisdom is you never want to work on the side of a wheel for a lot of reasons, but it's not a good habit. You use this surface, and certainly you can use the edges, but I think ultimately you'll have a lot more luck with a firmer wheel, whether it's leather, felt, paper. Do you use a hard wheel, or what do you use? Yeah. Sorry? The Burke wheels. Oh, okay, good. Does it have a soft cotton buffy wheel on it? See, that's what I hate.
That's why I was asking.
They're quick. It's a very quick way to get an edge.
Traditionally, to give you an idea, the way our wheels are set up, we have a emery wheel on the right hand side. We come up and shape the wheel, and we move it over to a leather wheel that has a compound on it, and we polish it down. We also have next to the machine a can of water. So therefore, if it gets too hot, you put it in there. But he's got air in this. The question is air as good as water pulling down the blade? Because that seems to be a big feature.
I like it because the tool never gets hot, so you don't have to dip it. The other thing that I'll tell you is if you don't use the cotton buffing wheel, you use a hard wheel, you're not going to have to go back and regrind the bevel and reshape the tool. All you're doing is you're carving a little bit, putting an edge on, carving a little bit, restoring the edge, carving a little bit, restoring the edge. You're never going to be doing this, at which point you have to go back to the emery, to the diamond, to the sandpaper, and reshape the bottom. So the cotton is quick. It's really easy, and it's fun because it's like done. But in terms of the life of the tool, I use a hard wheel because it gives you a beautiful edge, and you're not regrinding your tool all the time, which is what's going to make it, if you do a lot of carving, pretty short.
Also, the reason I put a diamond wheel on it is because the diamond wheel won't get the tool as hot as the regular aluminum oxide wheel. You will see no sparks on the diamond wheels, like a regular aluminum oxide.
What
It's a diamond wheel.
Was saying, and by the way, this is true for those of you who are sharpening at home, any wheel, any stone wheel, when you're sharpening, will load up with grit, and that grit is metal, pieces of metal steel. And it's obvious that when steel is rubbing on steel, that's when you get heat, and that's when you're going to get burn the tool. So they have a wheel dresser, and I would not be afraid to take that dresser and move it across. On the diamond, you never have to do that, but on a stone, you move it across to get new stone. And the reason that's important is because the new stone, the stone is what's sharpening the metal, not the metal. The metal embedded in there is only going to mess up and heat up your tool. So feel free to stone your wheel all the time. I also put wax on my wheel so that once the wax is embedded in the pores, it keeps it cooler, and it's not going to load up with steel. So there's a lot of things you can do, but anyway, once you put that edge on, I think if you come across to the home and it's the same diameter, and then you get rid of the wire burr, you've got a sharp tool. Yes?
The problem here is probably in me as a sharpener.
Yeah.
You're a professional, and I'm an idiot when it comes to sharpening. One of the problems we run into is if we do that, instead of using that other cotton wheel at the end, if we came back and put that in there, there's a good chance that we might gouge that other wheel and destroy it. Is there any way of making sure you hold it properly as far as that's concerned?
Well, remember,
so
the
Jerry
wheel,
doesn't come down on our neck.
I know, the wheel is going away from you.
Yeah.
So there's no way you
Just
can
go up.
gouge the
Just go
wheel.
up. Just go up here. That's that.
Okay? It's giving you an edge on the bottom. Well, I guess you could gouge it if you take your corner and push in. Or you take your corner and push in. But if you hone a tool by hand, you should always have your tool sharp. So if you're honing a tool by hand, that very same motion is used on the wheel. If you're gouging your strop, you'll gouge the wheel. If you're not gouging your strop, you're not going to gouge the wheel. It's the same identical motion. If you stand here and just go and hold the tool still, you're going to make a little depression in the honing wheel, and you're going to most likely burn your tool. But if you pretend this is a flat strop and you're just stropping your tool across the top of it, you'll have enormous luck. You'll get a great edge. And as I say, taking the burr off is really simple. Don't start here where you're going to dig in. Start a little bit in. Don't start here where you're going to dig in. Come in a little bit. And it comes out clean as a whistle. And these guys are really sharp. And they have a beautiful polished edge. So I swear by it. Doesn't mean you can't use other methods. But you know, the reason I like this system is basically it's everything you would do by hand, only it's speeding up the process. You know, and I would always keep a strop. You have a leather strop somewhere.
Yes, I do. Hold on.